What's up, everybody? Are you wondering what's going to happen in the real estate market in 2023? Vin Vu here with the Own Real Estate team, and I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen next year based on what happened this year in 2022. Let's get into the numbers. Oh, actually, before I get started, I just want to wish all of you who's watching this a happy holidays. Hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope you all kill it and crush it next year in 2023. Thanks for watching this. Now let's get into the numbers. Now, when we're looking at this, what we're looking at is sales price to list price ratio. Basically, how much did homes sell over the list price? And at the beginning of the year, you can totally tell when the market was hot. Obviously, we all knew when it was hot. Homes were selling even 15% above the list price. Pretty crazy. And when the market's hot like that, you can see that days on market, the line in blue, was really, really low. But when the interest rates hit back in June, July timeframe, that's what you can see days on market started to tick up because there was not enough people who were interested and afraid of what's going on in that market at that time. And you can see that prices started to dip and dip right under the 100% mark. So selling a little bit less than list price and then took a little bit more of a dip in December. But this doesn't really tell us the whole story. So we're going to zoom out to a 5-year period. And what this shows us is that seasonality is a thing in real estate. As you can see, around January and right before January, every year, that's when you start to see the sales price over list price start to drop. So, seeing what happened towards the tail end of this year, yes, obviously interest rates did have a major impact, but seasonality did as well. Now, looking at the past 12 months, looking at the active homes and active homes available, and then the sales that happened in that particular month. And we like looking at this because obviously what dictates pricing for real estate has always been supply and demand. And you can see here from the past 12 months, there was a lot more inventory coming into the middle of the year, June, July, and definitely interest rates had a play on that because a lot of sellers thought they could try to sell right when the interest rates were hitting, but buyers were not going to buy at that time, or not a lot. A lot of people were really scared at that time. So seeing inventory numbers jump up like this, definitely interest rates has a big part to do with it. But again, zooming out, seasonality does also have a play in that as well, where you can see in the winter months, you can see this big dip versus the summer months, you'll see a lot more inventory. All right. So what we're seeing here is that seasonality does have an effect, even though interest rates did have a big play as well. But just because interest rates went up, people are still trading and transacting. Now what we're going to look at is the sales price median, because what the big question is with everything that's happening, the interest rates, the question marks that's going to be happening next year with the recession and interest, the Feds, how high they're going to raise the interest rates. The question is where are prices going? Are they going to continue to drop, or are they going to stay stable, or are they going to go up? And looking at this 5-year window, you can see that prices from this year are still above pre-pandemic levels, even in 2017. Yes, it has dipped a lot towards the end of the year, but overall, still way above everything else 5 years prior. So what this tells me is that interest rates are going to have an effect, but I think what's going to happen is it dependent really a lot on the job and the number of layoffs we might see or might not see, because that's going to have an effect on people's buying power and the demand. And like I said, it all goes back to supply and demand. With the interest rates going up, a lot of the sellers who might want to sell to move up, if they're concerned about the interest rate, and if they bought a couple years prior, they're sitting at a really good interest rate right now versus sellers who might need to sell. But a lot of sellers right now have a lot of equity in their home. So a lot of sellers might not need to sell. But I think the things to pay attention to are, one, jobs, and also stocks, because that has a lot to do with buying power. But also with inventory, because if there's not going to be a big jump in inventory and the demand still stays the same, then there's a good chance that we'll see prices remain the same or even go up. But you have me here to pay attention to all this. So starting next quarter, I'm going to be checking it out, and I'm going to update you guys on all the stats and what's going to be happening. So hopefully you guys found this helpful, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Again, have a great new year coming up. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to message me, DM me, call me. I'd love to chat it up with you and just kind of shoot the stuff about what's going to happen in 2023. Take care, guys.